Hi everyone. We are Group 2 and we are presenting the Module 12 about the good manufacturing practices. Next slide. I am your leader. My name is Jonalyn L. Dumikel, together with my members, Mr. Cruz Justin, Ms. Constantino Jerome, Ms. Custodio Jelomay, Mr. Tyrone James Dalida, and Ms. Angeline Domingo. Next slide. For the continuation, next is the equipment. 3.1, sabi dito is equipment and utensils directly utilized for food manufacture shall be designed and constructed using material that is easily and adequately cleanable and maintained. Ang mga kagamitan daw natin at kasangkapan na ginagamit sa paggawa ng pagkain is kailangan gawa sa material na madaling linisin, tapos mas mapapanatili nating malinis and hindi madaling masira or kalawangin. Ang mga surface naman na may direct contact sa pagkain ay dapat nagawa sa material na hindi nakakalason and kayang tiisin yung init and lamig sa lugar na yon. Next is 3.2, equipment shall be suitably installed and located to eliminate cross-contamination and facilitate the cleaning of equipment and of adjacent spaces. Sabi naman dito is, yung kagamitan is kailangan naka-install and nakalagay sa tamang paraan upang mas maiwasan pagkakahalo-halo and lalo na yung cross-contamination ng mga products and para mas mapabilis yung paglilinis ng mga kagamitan galing sa lugar na yon. Dapat nakalagay siya sa tamang lalagyan may layo na hindi bababa sa 1 metro. Next slide. Next is for next. Yan. Wait lang. Yung layunin naman ng ganitong patakaran is mapanatili yung kalinisan and kaligtasan ng buong process ng paggawa ng pagkain. Yung holding, conveying, and manufacturing systems, ito yung mga sistema na ginagamit para mag-imbak, maglipat, and gumawa ng pagkain. Kabilang dito ang iba't ibang uri ng equipment tulad ng gravimetric systems. Ito naman yung system na ginagamit ng timbang. Gumagamit sila ng timbang para sa paglipat ng mga products. Next is yung pneumatic systems. Dito naman, gumagamit ng hangin or gas para magdala ng mga materyales. Next is yung closed systems. Ito yung mga nakasarang system na nakakatulong maiwasan ang exposure ng pagkain sa kahit anong dumi na nasa paligid natin. Last is yung automated systems. Sa system naman na to, walang ganong hawak ng tao and na mas nakakatulong siya, mas mapanatiling malinis ang pag-process during paggawa ng food. Next is freezer and other cold storage equipment. Wait lang. Incubators and other controlled environment equipment shall be lifted with proper measuring devices. Dito naman, ang mga freezer and cold storage ay iba pang kagamitan na may kontroladong temperature ay kailangan naman nasa tamang measuring device tulad ng paggamit natin ng thermometer, liquid thermometer for foods para masiguradong tama yung temperatura and naaabot niya yung important na tamang temperature nga is pag gumagamit tayo nito, nakakatulong siyang mapanatili yung kalidad and kaligtasan of course ng food natin. Next slide. Next is 3.5, clean and sanitize portable equipment and utensils with product contact surfaces shall be stored in a manner that product contact surfaces are protected from splash, dust, and other contamination. Sabi dito ang mga malilinis daw and sanitize na portable na kagamitan at kasangkapan na may contact sa produkto ay kailangang itago sa paraang protektado ang mga surfaces na sumasahid sa produkto. Hindi dapat, kahit anong gamit natin, hindi dapat natin magamit siya ng malapit sa pagkain na pinaprocess natin. That means, dapat sila nakaimbak sa lugar na hindi naaabot ng kahit anong talsik ng tubig or alikabok kasi posible siyang magkaroon agad ng cross-contamination. Sa ganitong paraan, naiwasan yung kontaminasyon ng mga gamit bago pa man sila gamitin. Next is, equipment should not have glass parts unless the same is shatterproof. So this means, ang kagamitan sa paggawa ng pagkain hindi dapat magkaroon ng bahagi na gawa sa salamin kasi bukod sa mas pwede siyang mag-cause ng accident, mas pwede rin mapunta yung ibang mga nabasag na gamit dun sa food natin, mas delikado siya. Last for the equipment is, all equipment must allow for sampling and measuring of product quality. So, ang pagkakaroon ng access para sa sampling at measurement is mahalaga talaga dahil nagbibigay ito ng oportunidad na i-check ang produkto nang hindi naantal ang proseso at matitiyak na ligtas at di kalidad ang pagkain o produktong ginagawa natin. Next slide. Next na po.
Good day everyone, I'm Justin Leonard Cruz. This part is sanitation and hygiene. Number 1, personnel. The plant management shall define its policy and document its procedures on sanitation and personnel hygiene, and take all reasonable measures and precautions to ensure the following. So the first following is disease control. Disease control is personnel with any illness, open lesions, and or infected wound or other sources of contamination must be excluded from food handling until resolved. For example, if a person is ill, has open lesions, boils, sores, or infected wounds, they become potential source of contamination, and also meron din tong bacteria and viruses na can thrive in infected wounds or dun sa mga tawag doon bodily fluids. So pwede rin doon yung any direct or indirect contact with food na nakakapag-lead to transfer of these pathogens and causing foodborne illness. Next po. 1.2 hygienic practices. All personnel working in direct contact with food contact surfaces, and food packaging materials shall conform to hygienic practices while on duty to the extent necessary to protect against contamination of food. This prevents the basically kailangan lang mag-prevent to para di lang ma-spread yung mga infection through their contact with food or yung sa mga utensils, equipment, and surfaces na ginagamit nila para walang food contamination. So, letter A, wearing suitable outer garments and footwear. Letter B, maintaining adequate personal cleanliness. Letter C, washing hands thoroughly, especially after breaks or contamination. Letter D, removing unsecured jewelry and covering any that can be sanitized. Next na lang po. Letter E, keeping gloves clean and intact and sanitary. Letter C, using hair restraints as needed. And letter G, storing personal belongings away from food areas. Letter H, limiting eating, drinking, chewing gum, and tobacco used to designated areas. And lastly, taking precautions to prevent contamination from microorganisms or foreign substances like perspiration, air, cosmetics, tobacco, chemicals, and skin-applied medicine. Next po. Ay, next reporter po. Thank you po.
Good day, everyone. Education and training. 2.1. A training program shall be established and maintained to define appropriate training necessary for food handlers and supervision on proper food handling techniques and food protection principles. This section, yung kailangan natin ng structured training program na naglalayong na maturuan yung mga food handlers tsaka yung food supervisors ng tamang techniques para for food handling and food safety. This includes understand food protection principle like preventing contamination and ensuring proper storage temperature. And the training program should cover topics like personal hygiene, proper hand washing, avoid cross-contamination, and wearing appropriate gloves and attire. Next is food storage, maintaining safe temperature for different types of food using FIFO or first in or first out method, and proper labeling. Next is food preparation, safe thawing and cooling techniques. And next is cleaning and sanitizing, properly washing dishes, equipment, and surfaces. Last is foodborne illness prevention, like understanding the cause of foodborne illness and how to prevent them. 2.2. Training shall be regularly instituted and validated to ensure compliance and personnel to establish procedure and work instruction. 2.2 emphasize that we need to regular training to ensure the food handlers and supervisors are up to date on food safety procedures and work instruction. Training should be validated to ensure the employees can understand perfectly information. Yung mga training programs, pwede siyang gawin to written test, practical demonstration, or observation sa mga kanya-kanyang work practices. Next reporter, please.
Nakamute. Jella, nakamute ka.
Nakamute.
Sorry. Good day, everyone. Supervision or pagbabantay. Competent supervisory personnel, chief hygiene and sanitation officer must be assigned to ensure compliance with procedures and identify sanitation or contamination issues. Ang supervision of mahalaga ang supervision or pagbabantay para panatili ang mataas na pamantayan ng hygiene or sanitation, lalo na sa mga lugar na food production. Ang mga supervisory staff ay may responsibility na siguraduhin nasusunod ang lahat ng patakaran sa kalinisan and sanitation, pati na rin ang pagtukoy and pag-aksyon sa mga potential na issue bago pa ito maging sanhi ng contamination. Personal identifying sanitation or contamination issues must have the necessary education, experience, or both to ensure safe food production. Ang supervisor naman ay tungkulin ng pagtukoy ng mga issue or sanitation na kailangan may sapat na kaalaman, karanasan, or pareho upang masiguro ang ligtas na production ng pagkain. And sa kanilang kaalaman, masisiguro ang tamang pag-assess ng mga potential na panganib. And effective naman yung pagpapatupad ng mga nararapat na action. And mahalaga ang kanila eksperto sa pagpapanatili ng mataas na potential, and mahalaga ang yung desisyon ng mga eksperto. Ang mga wastong sanay na supervisor is nakakatulong sa pagtiyak ng sumusunod ng ang production sa kailangan ng safety regulation na siyang nakakatulong or pag-protect sa kalusugan ng mga mamimili. Next reporter po.
Next natin is sanitary facility. Each plant shall be equipped with adequate sanitary facilities and including but not limited to the following. 4.1 is water supply. Water shall be of the quality necessary for the product, process, or use. Dapat daw po is sanitary facilities. Unang-una, hindi mawawala mo dapat na nandito is water supply. Since yung water is malaking role siya or important siya sa pagkakaroon natin ng sanitation and hygiene sa isang manufacturer and sa mga isang pabrika. Dito sa water supply natin is A, potable water. Water can be used as a product ingredient for cooling and heating, and in this case, it shall be of potable quality. Potable water is ito yung mga mga pwedeng inumin or mga tubig na pinanghalo sa mga pag nag-manufacture tayo ng mga pagkain. Next natin is non-potable water. Ano to? For fire control or refrigeration. Yung non-potable naman po, ito po yung mga yung mga hindi natin pwedeng inumin na tubig tulad ng mga chemicals na ginagamit sa panglinis ng mga banyo, mga plato, mga ginagamit natin na equipment isang manufacturing. Ayun po. Next slide po. Next natin is effluent and waste disposal. The facility must have an efficient system for waste disposal and storage maintained per DNR regulations. Effluent lines should handle peak load and avoid contaminating potable water. And dapat doon po is magkaroon tayo ng tamang room for waste disposal. And kailangan daw po is pag magkakaroon tayo ng waste disposal is pasok sa standards ng DNR regulations. And dapat din to po is nakahiwala yung waste disposal room natin sa mga malapit na ginagamit natin sa pag nagma-manufacture tulad ng potable water para ma-avoid niya yung contamination. And next is 4.3 is changing facilities. Adequate, convenient changing facilities must be provided. Kailangan daw po is lagi natin nililinisan yung facilities na ginagamit natin. And lastly is toilets. Sufficient toilets should be provided. Designed for hygienic waste removal, adjacent hand washing station must offer potable water, soap, and hygienic drying options. Non-hand operated taps are preferred. Kailangan daw po is pag meron sa toilet is kompleto is tulad ng potable water, soap, and hygienic drying options. Kumbaga para hindi ito nako-contaminate ng pag bumalik tayo sa pinag-workplace natin. Ayun lang po. Thank you po. Next reporter po.
Thank you. Then, for hand washing facilities, processing areas, provide suitable hand washing, drying, and if needed, disinfection facilities with potable water. Non-hand operated taps are preferred with proper drainage. For this part, emphasizes that there should be easy access to hand washing stations and processing areas. Dapat may malinis at ligtas na inuming tubig para sa paghuhugas and pagpapatuyo ng kamay. Mas mabutin kung yung mga gripo na hindi na kailangang hawakan para mas mapanatili yung kalinisan, plus good drainage is a must to avoid water buildup. Next, 4.6, disinfection facilities, appropriate facilities for cleaning and disinfecting equipment should be available, made from corrosion-resistant materials and supplied with sufficient potable water. For this is about having proper cleaning areas for equipment. Ang mga to ay dapat daw is gawa sa materyales na hindi kinakalawang, and they need to be equipped with safe and drinkable water. Nakakatulong ito para matiyak at ligtas ang mga kagamitan sa paggawa. Next slide. Or facilities for storage of waste and edible materials. For this part, the focus is on keeping waste and anything non-edible separate from production areas. Dapat may nakalaang lugar para sa mga ito hanggang sa maayos at malinis ang mga non-edible. Para na rin maiwasan ang contamination sa mga workspace. The next, for eating facilities, consumption of food in processing areas, waterhouses and offices inside the production areas, and in laboratories should be strictly forbidden as such as eating facilities should be provided. In this point is straightforward. No eating areas where productions happen in labs. So, yung bawal kumain sa mga laboratories, gano'n, para mapanatili ang kalinisan at iwasan ang contamination. Dapat may nakalaang lugar para sa pagkain for keeping food out of places where it could affect production hygiene. So, yun lang. Next slide. Meron pa ba? So, that's all po. Thank you.